Hi there. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the performance review process as a manager in Beeline. We'll be covering the three-step performance review process. So what are the three steps? The first step is the self-review, which is completed by your team member. The second step is the manager review, which you will then complete. And the third step is the final review, whereby you'll meet together for what we call a calibration discussion. Each step builds on the last, and we'll go through all three. Let's get into it. So I'd like to show you where everything lives. On the left-hand menu, under the Manage toggle, click on Performance. Here, you'll land on Mission Control, which is the home base for everything performance related. You'll notice there are three tabs. Action Queue, which is a short list of priority actions that you can perform. Team Management, which is for your direct reports and assigning job roles. And Review Cycles, where you can track progress across the whole cycle. If you ever feel lost during a review cycle, come here first. Let's get into the self-review. So the first step belongs entirely to your team member. When a cycle starts, they'll receive a notification prompting them to rate themselves against the KPIs and their own feedback, which takes them about 20 to 30 minutes usually. As each person submits, you'll receive a notification as well as see your action queue get populated with a row, which has the title of the review cycle as well as the name of the learner and the status of the review. So we can see they completed the self-review and it's prompting us to begin the manager review. Simply click the review button, which will open the manager review in a new tab. Alternatively, we can also go to review cycles, click on the current review cycle, and click view from there as well. Click here. During the manager review, the learner's self-assessment will be hidden until the final review. So we can see there are some required questions here demarcated with the red star. Once we've gone ahead and filled out the manager review and our feedback, we can then go ahead and submit the manager review. I'll pause the video at this point in time just to fill out feedback, then resume once it's been completed. Okay, so once we've gone ahead and completed all the sections on the manager feedback, the button at the bottom will then allow you to submit. So we just click the submission button, and just like that, the manager review is submitted, and we are now completed with the second step of the process. At this point, we can then select a date we'd like to set the calibration discussion or the final review. I'll just select date and save and return to Mission Control. The date for the calibration discussion will then be set on the action queue and ready for the final step. Before diving into the final review, there are a few steps you can take to make sure you're best prepared for the discussion. Before the meeting, book 30 to 45 minutes in both your calendar and the learners. Book a longer meeting if you're expecting disagreement on some points or if it's a senior review. You'll both need a computer. The form is designed for side-by-side viewing and will look cramped on a phone. Review your own manager ratings beforehand and note where the gaps are so you can come in prepared with specific examples rather than reacting in the moment. Once you've gone ahead and done those steps, you can then hit the finalize button to kick off the final review. Here, the first thing you'll notice is there are 3 columns, one with the self-review, one with manager review, and one with the final agreed ratings. The agreed ratings are pre-populated with the manager's reviews feedback as well as their KPI ratings against the learners. Walk through each KPI alongside your team member and discuss each of them. Ask your team member to walk you through their reasoning and share yours. Then in the final column, update any of the KPIs and feedback to whatever you've both agreed on. Use the feedback fields not just to capture what you've agreed, but why. And once you've aligned on every KPI, click Submit Final Review. You'll see a confirmation message indicating that the final review has been submitted. Navigate back to Mission Control and to continue with the remaining team members. Your team members can now see the final ratings in the results view. Some managers may worry that the final review step turns into negotiation. It doesn't. The goal isn't to split the difference, it's to reach a shared, accurate view. Sometimes you'll move, sometimes they will. Sometimes you'll end up exactly where you've started. All of these outcomes are fine if the conversation was honest. And there you have it. So to recap, 3 steps. Step 1, the self-review, which is completed by your team member. Step 2, which is the manager review, which you complete by adding your ratings and feedback. And step 3, the final review, where you'll meet together, have a look at both sides, and agree on the final ratings and submit. Everything flows through Mission Control. If something looks off, a team member's missing, or an action queue isn't updating, try a page refresh first and contact your HR admin if the issue persists. That's everything you need to complete a performance review. Good luck with your first cycle.